Well, today we have a huge double header. We are going to be taking on top of the table Gloucester in the Vanarama National League, our arch rivals since last season. But before that, there is the little matter of Ebbsfleet at home in the FA Cup second round, with Crystal Palace awaiting the victors. Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dog Turds into Diamonds. We are, of course, turning Dog Turds into Diamonds with AFC Rushden and Diamonds, and we are now in the Vanarama National League. And as you can see, I think I've found my next level striker to lead the club to glory this season. We have signed 27-year-old Joe Hardy. I had so much trouble through the summer and the early stages of the season finding that striker who could really give us that promotion push, a 25 to 30 goal striker that could really give us a chance of going up this season and competing with the bigger professional teams here in the Vanarama National League. And I had to do a little bit of searching, but I think in Joe Hardy I found him. He was he didn't appear on any of my scouting reports, or he wasn't offered by any agents. I actually just went to the player lists and looked for out of contract players or unattached players. And looking through the list of strikers, there was just a whole bunch of unattached strikers with a 1-star reputation, or maybe it was even a half-star reputation. You may remember from the previous episode, we had that big long list of players coming in on trial. Well, Joe Hardy was one of them. He was without a club. I just had a little bit of a fish around and invited him in for trial. And I saw, especially from his mental stats and his physical stats, that he was just far superior to anybody else we had at the club. His technicals are maybe not that incredible, but just I think mentally and physically he's just next level compared to the rest of our team. If we compare him to James Price, I mean, you'll see just the difference that there is. Attacking wise, maybe not too much, but you can see like on the mentals and the aerial side, Joe Hardy is clearly the better player. If we go and look in here just on attributes, I mean, he's better technically, he's better mentally, and they are the same physically. So Joe Hardy, definitely an upgrade. And the best thing about it, I cannot believe he was willing to come in for £400 a week. It does put us over our wage budget now, but only by about £300. It should be pretty easy to rectify if we can move a couple of players on in January maybe. But I mean, look at the history and the pedigree that Joe Hardy has got. He started off his career in Manchester City's academy. He then went to Brentford. According to this, didn't play in the Championship. I thought he played a few games for Brentford, but I'm obviously wrong. Maybe there were some cup games in there. I don't think we see that on the history. But he was then signed in the 2019-20 season by Liverpool. Now, I remember this. He was a January signing, and it did seem at the time a little bit strange because it seemed like he was just brought in to pad out the under-23 squad, rather than being a long-term first-team option. So, I mean, he never played for the club, and then he moved on to Accrington Stanley on a free. Played a game in League One, played a few games for them in League Two, but the last couple of seasons here in game, he has been at Lincoln in League One, and he's made 28 appearances. I think that's pretty good. Maybe it didn't go that well for him, but he's dropped down 2 divisions to come to us. In our division, I think he should be more than good enough to be a regular goal scorer. I really think for our division, we've got a very special player here. I think, as I was saying, I feel like in a non-league save, if you've got a striker who is above the level you're playing at, or at least at the top of the level you're playing at, it can just cover a multitude of sins. It can give you a real chance of getting promotion. So I think this is a fantastic signing for the club. I think he's going to do great. He can play striker. He can also play on the right wing. So I also see him as an option. Maybe if we do get up in the next couple of seasons, maybe if he's not good enough to carry on being the central striker, he could always move out to the wing and probably do a decent job out there as well. So I think a really, really good versatile player and an excellent signing for us. I'm really, really happy to have him in the team. And as you can see, he's played 3 games, just getting his fitness levels up, and he's already scored his first goal. So that is really nice. Hope he can continue that today. We did make another signing since you were last here, and sorry, you can see Brendan McMenamin, who we signed in the summer, is already on his way out. He got offered a contract by Ballymena. He's 19. He plays for the youth team. It would have been nice to keep him around. He's a decent player, but he accepted that contract offer. He was on a non-contract with us, so he goes in January. I've offered a few players for trial here. One of those, Leighton Stewart, of course, and Joe Ridley, who we were looking at earlier in the season. I don't think they're going to accept coming in on trial, or Josh Galloway, who is a Scottish striker, who he's also been reluctant to join us. But I'm trying my luck with them. And if we look at transfer history, so you can see here we've bought in Joe Hardy. We've also, since you were last here, bought in Joseph Potter. He's just an 18-year-old striker who looks half decent. I just thought I'd bring him in, see if he develops. If not, we haven't really lost anything. He's on £30 an appearance. He's not making any appearances for the first team. So you can see in the youth team, he's got 6 goals and 2 assists in 3 games. So, I mean, for the youth team, defending their title, absolutely fantastic. We'll probably never make it to the first team, but there you go. That's the business we've been doing. Let's have a look at the results since you were last here. When you were last here, we beat Cambridge, obviously, in the first round of the FA Cup. After that, we had a nice 2-1 win away at Gateshead. This was another comeback victory. I do have to make sort of a lot of tactical changes in the games to make us competitive. It's quite tough. The first half of this game, Gateshead were actually on top, and they went 1-0 up in the 19th minute with an Ollie penalty. We then really got it together. We made a few changes, and we we dominated the second half. Lloyd Marsh-Hughes got himself a goal, assisted by Jay Williams, and it was Jay Williams assisting again Max Waltman to give us the 3 points. It was a fantastic comeback win. Gibbs played a 7.0 here, so he has, as you will see, started to get his rhythm, started to get his act together. So it was a very pleasing victory. It was a game that I thought we might lose. We managed to pull it out the bag, so that was really nice. We then went away to Fylde. AFC Fylde were top of the league when we went into this game, so it was a really tough one, and you can see it was very much the same story. They started really strong, got a goal in the 7th minute. We made a few tactical tweaks, and that just really got us on top, as you can see from the XG chart on the right. We dominated the rest of the game, but couldn't find the winner. Jack Earing got a nice equaliser for us. He's playing as a ball-winning midfielder, but I've got him with an instruction to get forward whenever possible, or get further forward. And that has resulted in him getting into the box a lot more and grabbing a couple of important goals in recent weeks. So although we didn't play particularly well, as you can see from the attacking stats here with Hughes and Curtis, it was a really good point against the team at the top of the table. So I'm not going to complain about it. Then a 1-0 win at home against Solihull Moors, who we beat in the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup. A really tight game this, even though the stats say we completely dominated. There weren't many highlights to speak about, but it was Gabadebo getting his first goal of the season, heading in a Gibbs corner. You can see there, 86th minute, a late winner to keep our winning run going. Another disappointing performance from Thomas Hughes. I think I've just got to accept he's not quite of the level to be at a top Vanarama National League team. So there are going to be some of these games where he just can't get it together, but he's in there for the moment. I'm not going to complain again when we get the results. We then played at home again against Bromley. Bromley are another team at the top of the table. I think they're in third place right now. And to be fair, they completely controlled this. They were the better team. See, they had 9 shots on target. They had 18 shots, a much better XG than us. Yeah, we just couldn't really get anything out of them. Maybe I need to do things a little bit differently tactically. You can see our wingers are really suffering against the top teams. It seems like Curtis, Hughes, Waltman, who came on and played a 6.2 here, they just don't have the quality, unfortunately, to really trouble the top teams. So that's something we'll clearly have to look to improve going forward. But I also made a lot of changes here as well. Sonwunmi came in at the back, Williams came in at the back, Crowsdale came in midfield and was disappointing. Marsh Hughes came in for Gibbs at number 10. So I had a lot of tired players, and I'm going to kind of put this result down to that. It wasn't the full strength first team out, and they just couldn't cope with Bromley. So a little reminder that we are not yet the finished article here in the National League. Away game after that, in the FA Trophy second round, I took a risk. We were up against Colne, who I think are in the Northern League. And so they're 2 divisions below us. We completely dominated the game, but they did take the lead. We had to get back into it. We managed to get 2-1 up at half-time. Jack Brown getting his first start of the season, setting up James Price. James Price still our top scorer, even though we brought in Joe Hardy and he's not going to be a starter anymore. He hasn't cut it in the Vanarama National League, but in the cup games, he's been outstanding, James Price. Another goal for him, an assist for Zidane Iqbal, which was really nice. And yeah, it was just an opportunity to rest a lot of players. Radcliffe came in for his debut. Gallagher Allison got his first goal for the club in his second game. Paul made his debut at right back, played very well. Butcher, who has been a little bit disappointing. Matt Butcher has not really cut it in the league games, which for one of our highest paid players, we can't really afford. But again, in the cup games, he's been outstanding. Smith in goal. Adam Smith, absolutely fantastic backup. Had a great game here. Colne only had 3 shots on target, but I mean a couple of really good saves from Smith. So great to know that we've got a goalkeeper we can depend on if Sam Blair were to be injured or suspended in the future. And then our last game before coming into this Ebbsfleet tie was at home against Yeovil. And we're gonna watch the goals because it was Joe Hardy's first for the club, but it was a Gibbs masterclass here. Curtis getting another assist, but Gibbs was just absolutely on fire in that attacking playmaker role, a 9.1 rating. And it seems like now he's got his fitness and he's got a bit of familiarity with the team, he has really started to hit the ground. Exceptional performance from Gibbs. I think he and Hardy are going to form a wonderful partnership. Let's take a look at these goals. So things got started here with a really nice move. Gibbs just touching it into Hardy, and what a confident finish. 1-0 up. Yeovil had started strongly. We then just took control. Curtis putting Earring in on one of those brilliant breaking runs from midfield. And then in the second half, it was Gibbs again. Beautiful ball for Thomas Hughes, and he tucks it away in the corner. It keeps us in the playoff places and in the hunt. A really pleasing performance. And that takes us into this game with Ebbsfleet in really great form. And as you're going to see, I think if we were favourites for this game, you couldn't really argue. Ebbsfleet are 20th in League 2. And if we look at their recent results, they are on a 6-game losing run. They've lost 6 in a row. They've only won 1 league game in, let's have a look, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the last 9 league games, they have won 1. They are really struggling. I think this is another more than winnable game that we should probably be considered favourites for. If we look at their tactics here, they have got Ronan Marr on the bench. He, of course, he turned us down to go to Ebbsfleet after his half a season on loan with us when he performed very, very well. Went up from the Vanarama National League with them last season, although he only played 9 games. He's played a couple this season. So an old friend coming to see us, but we are going to show him no mercy. It says here they play a 4-2-3-1. Our scouts are suggesting they could play a 4-3-1-2 with a number 10 behind 2 strikers, which would certainly suit Ronan Marr, and it is a very difficult formation to deal with. So we're going to have to look at that. We're going to have to see what formation they choose in the end. They are going here with the 4-3-1-2, it looks like. So I'm going to make some tactical adjustments to deal with that. But I still make us favourites. I think with the team we've got, I think we should be very confident the way we're playing right now. We have our regular team: Blair, Brown and Clements at fullback. Ray and Garadebo are the centre backs. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Lee Brown because look, he's got 7.19 rating. The 35-year-old has been absolutely exceptional for us. Of course, at his age, he is starting to lose some of his ability and the physicals, but 6 foot tall left back, can play right back. And if you look, I mean, he had a number of years at Portsmouth. The last couple of seasons he's been playing in the Championship. Of course, he only played 1 game last season. He probably wasn't up to it, especially physically. But he has played most recently in the Championship before coming to us. So, I mean, that tells you the quality we've got with Lee Brown. So I think the trade-off of his diminishing physicals are absolutely worth it for a player that just 1 season ago was making an appearance in the Championship. Fantastic quality. He's a fantastic leader. This might be his only season with us, unless we keep him around for his influence on the dressing room. But a really great signing. He's working out fantastically as our right back, even though that is not his dominant position. Back to today's team, we've got Jack Earing and Isaac Smith in the midfield. Jack Earing performing really, really well, keeping Butcher out of the team. On the wings, we've got Ronan Curtis on the right, Thomas Hughes on the left. Curtis, our top assister, really having a decent first season. We've then got Liam Gibbs at number 10. He still hasn't got a goal, but he's starting to perform. And Joe Hardy up front. A really good, strong bench for today's game. Jay Williams and Sawunmi, the defensive options. Ryan Crosdale and Matt Butcher in midfield. Lloyd Marsh-Hughes can come on at number 10 or at striker. Max Waltman can play on either wing, and James Price also a backup striker. So I feel really good about this. Let's submit that team. Let's see what we can do here. I just feel the chance to play against Crystal Palace in the 3rd round. I mean, I did mention that in the intro, but yeah, the 3rd round draw has already been made. We're playing this on a Sunday. Most of the 2nd round games were played yesterday, so we already know who we've got. The winner will take on Crystal Palace at home, which is disappointing. Crystal Palace are 2nd in the Championship right now. Obviously, I would have loved for that to have been a away game. What's Selhurst Park's capacity? Is it about 20,000, 25,000? It would have been a fantastic payday had we got the away game, but we can still get a full house at Sixfields. And who knows, maybe there's a little bit of fantasy in there where maybe we could take them to a replay like we did with Blackpool last year. So, yeah, we've got that to look forward to if we win. But first, we have got to get the win. I'm going to make these adjustments. I'm going to knock back Isaac Smith to deal with the number 10. He can play this role absolutely no problem. So he is going to mark Bendy. And I'm going to start off bringing Gibbs back as a midfielder. Is he able to do that? He is more than capable of doing that. So Gibbs is going to play in the midfield, and that just allows us to go man for man on their number 10 And with the fact that they are playing without wingers, I'm going to just go very wide, and I'm going to play to the wings as well. I'm going to keep playing out to the fullbacks rather than distributing to the playmaker, because the fullbacks in theory should have lots of time and space, and I think they're going to play right down the middle. So I'm going to play very narrow and try and force them out wide where they don't have players. So some tactical tweaks, and hopefully they're going to pay off. Let's go. Let's have a look. Ebbsfleet have lost all 6 of their last games. I expect us to pile on the misery. Go on, let's go for that. Yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Only Bailey Clements likes the sound of that. Fortunately, the rest are now responding. Liam Gibbs and Curtis not convinced. And Joe Hardy as a new player, also not too reactive to my team talks, but we'll see how it goes. Sixfields, how full is it? It looked pretty full there. I want to have a good look at the stands from the side, and we get a corner. It is very full, Sixfields. Not so much there down the wings, but we'll see what the attendance is at the end of the game as Thomas Hughes heads over. It looks a little bit less than we had for Cambridge in the first round, doesn't it? We had 4,200 for Cambridge. I think this looks maybe something like 3,500. As we get another corner, Brown puts it in, and Cameron Gabadebo is doing it again. He's having a great season. He's now got his 2nd goal of the season. What a threat he is in the air. Gets above everybody. The goalkeeper is in no man's land. And we're 1-up against Ebbsfleet, who are really, really struggling at the moment. Curtis into Earing. Great ball forward. Joe Hardy just couldn't get onto it there. Good idea. Mayer sends it up. Gabadebo heads it down to Yeboah, and Yeboah is in. And he's hit the post. We have got away with it. I've actually taken off playing the offside trap. I feel like we got caught out against Bromley with some of those long balls over the top where it seems like the centre-back misjudges it. So I've taken off playing offside trap. I'm going to encourage the players. Ebbsfleet just kind of starting to get on top here now, and this is a little bit concerning, and it's a save from Sam Blair. I'm going to go to an attacking mentality. Maybe we're just sort of letting them onto us a little bit. Think a team with such little confidence on such a poor run, even though they are a division above us, I really think we should be trying to dominate them. I really think we should be trying to take advantage of their fragility. But at the moment, they are the better team. They have more possession, and they are having more shots. As we now get a corner and head it down. So I'm going to start playing out of defence here. I'm going to start playing out of defence and just see if that gives us a little bit more possession. I'll leave it at that for now. And let's see what happens in the second half. We get a highlight to end this half, though. It would be great to go in 2-0 up. Earing, Hardy, and Ronan Curtis gets his... No, he doesn't get his first AFC Russian and Diamonds goal. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have even celebrated that. I mean, it's such a clear offside. Well, a positive way to finish the first half anyway, creating a good chance there. Let's tell the players not to get complacent. No complacency. Let's give them another little nudge. Let's keep this going, boys. Come on. Everybody well motivated for the second half. Come on, guys. Let's see if we can come up with another one and put this to bed now. Are we going to get more out of the game now we're playing out from the back? With them leaving our fullbacks open. Oh, man. Ollie Crankshaw has scored an absolute worldie there. That's annoying. Just touched off to him from the free kick. And he's just put that bang in the corner over Sam Blair. That is very frustrating. We get the next highlight though before I start giving a shout. They win it back. Can we get it again? We can. No, now they are going to break. A little bit of ping pong there. And this is starting to look like they are getting on top in this game. And Clements is going to be sent off. Oh. Well, how do I deal with this? See what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Thomas Hughes off here. And we're going to bring Jay Williams on. And what we are now going to do, Jay Williams is going to go to right back. Brown moves to his natural left back position. And I think I'm going to play Curtis as a number 10. Oh, this takes some thinking, doesn't it? I'm going to make him a shadow striker. And we're going to have to start seeing now if we can... Shall I defend regular now? I'm going to drop back our line of engagement. And I guess we're going to have to regroup without the ball and counter-attack. Let's distribute quickly to the striker. I mean, I'm just going to have to change everything, aren't I? We'll stop the overlaps. Let's stop playing out from the back again. Do I still go out to the wings? That's the question. I'm going to put no specific instruction on there. And we're going to shoot on sight. And let's play a little less wide. I really don't know what else to do. Oh man, Crystal Palace was there. It was there in front of me. I was already dreaming of the big payday facing Crystal Palace. Well done, Williams. Jay Williams heading it away. Can we get hold of this? Can we get something on the break here? We've got a hell of a long time to defend a man down here. This is not looking good as Crankshaw will get a cross in. And that is a horrendous miss. Sam Blair. I'm still playing attacking, aren't I? I think I'm going to go to positive. Can we get hold of it? We can't. They are looking good now, aren't they? They are full of beans. They get it in. Crossed over to the back post where we now don't have anybody to defend. All the way back. What can we do here? I think I'm going to have to bring on another midfielder. Oh my goodness, we've got away with another one. Let's bring on another midfielder here. Let's get Ronan Curtis off. I mean, he's having a decent game and Liam Gibbs has been terrible. I think I'm going to move Liam Gibbs into the number 10. I'm going to make Liam Gibbs the advanced playmaker on support. And I'm going to bring off Ronan Curtis. That might be a bit silly. Let's bring Matt Butcher on. And I'm just going to make him... I'm going to make him a central midfielder on support. Or do we go maybe a Carrilero, just so we get a little bit more cover out wide? Or the Masala, the same idea, just having someone out a little bit more wide. And I'll make him a Masala on support. Let's see if that can work. Can we get a better performance out of Liam Gibbs, playing him as a number 10? Let's encourage the players here. I mean, we are really up against it now as they get another free kick. Oh, what a disappointment. What a shame. Oh, how am I going to respond here? It was coming, wasn't it? I don't know really what else I can do here. Let's go really wide. Oh, I'm still playing out to the right there. I didn't see that. Let's put overlaps back on. We've got to try and get forward now, haven't we? Run at the defence because we can't really try and do it by passing. And we're now just going to go very direct and be more expressive. I'm going to play to the playmaker. That should be Gibbs. And we're going to start pressing a lot more, even though we're playing on recovery rather than counter press. Let's demand more here. We've got 20 minutes to try and save this. Can we do the impossible? Let's been a poor performance. I think I've got to take Gibbs off, haven't I? Let's take off Gibbs. He's been absolutely awful. Let's get James Price in. Joe Hardy's had a poor game as well. I mean, I've got no more subs left, so it doesn't. I've got no other options at this point. Let's make Price the poacher, and let's see if we can just get something out of it here. 12 minutes to go. Come on, boys, come on. Let's take this to the replay at least. Nothing's happening. We're on very attacking, and they get another chance to go at us. Williams will get there first. He's lost it straight away with a horrendous long ball. That was just hit and hope, but I guess I was asking them to do that. And we go 3-1 down. After beating a League One team in the first round, we failed to beat a struggling League Two team in the second round. And I guess I've got to think about maybe not playing to get stuck in, because we do get a lot of red cards in these big important games. Oh, that's such a shame. We miss out on Crystal Palace. We get one last highlight. Can we maybe make it 3-2? Yeboah's going to get sent off, but it won't matter. No, he's just going to get booked. Oh, what a disappointing performance. 1-0 up. And then we've just struggled to live with them. Did I get my tactics wrong playing out from the back? Are we just not good enough to play out the back anymore? What a disappointment. The FA Cup is over. Yeah, I think I've got to be annoyed with that, haven't I? We weren't good enough. A really, really poor performance. Oh, I really thought there was going to be something special here this season. I really thought we were going to get that big Crystal Palace game. I mean, that would have been worth around, I guess, about £100,000 at least. What a shame. It shows you how far off we are still. What does that at least do to the finances? Can I cheer myself up with the finances? No. We're still 30,000 in debt. Has that added on that game yet? I can't believe that we only got about 30,000 there. That was extremely disappointing. None of our trialists want to come to us. 3,000 in the stadium. I'll check the finances again. Oh man. Oh, I really thought we were going to be in the black. Oh, well, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, we are going to come back in 3 days' time. We've now got to try and pick ourselves up to face top of the table Gloucester. It's becoming a little bit of a rivalry, certainly for me at least. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'll see you guys when you click on the link for part 2 of today's episode, and we'll see how things go against Gloucester at home in the Vanarama National League. Back very soon.